Hi, Kim. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, friend.
You're so cute. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you. I got my little plaid on. You got your little auburn on. Looking so scrumptious
Oh,
and gobblicious and
okay.
Thanksgiving-y. I'm so jelly.
Let me find out the turkey jealous. If I'm looking that good.
You look like you're about to go host something, like in a magazine or something.
Yeah, that's typical Tawny stuff too, right? When you host and you have your family over and then you are just dog tired. But I
Oh
had to
yeah.
get all glammed up for you and our friends and our viewers.
Isn't it funny how women do that? How we dress for each other, like, oh my God, you look so cute! You look so cute! Anyway, yes,
Are so
thank you
cute.
for joining us once again for Beautifully Driven. Tawny, myself, and all the other co-hosts are so excited that you decided to join us again. Today we have an amazing show planned out. But before we begin, Tawny, what is poppin'? Or were you supposed to ask that? I always get confused.
It's all right. I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Kim, what is popping?
Oh, Thanksgiving. I'm so excited. First of all, can you believe that we made it to Thanksgiving in a pandemic?
I mean, it's like we've gone through all 4 seasons. We got winter coming up, right? It's like a full year of just this new way of life. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so serious. Like I can imagine like people putting like as a funny maybe GIF or something, like putting a mask on their turkey on the table.
You know what? We'll probably make that. That'll be our next meme. How about that?
That would be so funny. Everything is just so different. So what's popping with me is just being very thankful for friends and family and being able to see Thanksgiving. A lot of people didn't make it this year, and I just thank God for his grace.
That's very, very true.
What
Very
about you,
true.
friend?
I am thankful. Don't want to, sound cliche, but with everything that has been going on this year, especially not taking anything for granted and recognizing that this change of pace, God uses even this for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I am grateful and thankful, full. Woohoo, yeah. So, but I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I want Nah, never mind. Let's just go
What?
ahead.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, you know how like on movies you see before grace, everybody takes a moment to say, I'm thankful for this and I'm thankful for that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most thankful for, Kim?
I mean, I feel like I'm moving into it's hard to be cliche and not feel like guilty, but then at the same time, like who cares, right? So I don't even care. I'll just throw that thought out. I am truly thankful for my family and for my children and for my extended family. I come from a really large family, and I just thank God that we are all fairly close and talk to each other fairly regularly, that I still have my mom and my dad alive. I'm just so thankful for God's grace, because I was talking to someone this past weekend. I was just saying there's nothing that you and I could ever do to deserve what God has given us. And so I'm just thankful for everything, because, me and my own flesh, I could not have earned my life. I could not have earned any of this. Every day is just an example of God's grace, and I'm just so thankful for it.
That's right. That's
right.
I feel you. The whole, you don't want to be cliche, but I will say the God's grace part is the part that is so humbling. And it's like he just keeps providing it.
Yes, he does.
For free.
Yes, he
and
does.
Not to abuse that. And so the grace actually covers every aspect of our lives, from family to work to health, just being here and alive. And I'm just grateful and thankful. So I know I went a little deep there for a minute, but I just wanted to, hear that. And maybe even our viewers, if you all want to chime in and write us a little note about what you're thankful for, too. We would love to see that.
What are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? Post it below. We are having chats and conversations right now in the side view of your Facebook Live. Please tell us what you're grateful for, and perhaps we will send you out something because we are all journaling in our Me workbook. So maybe we'll send you out a Me workbook to the first 2 or 3 people that chime along with us.
Yes, that's nice. Nice little gift. And you're thankful. We're thankful for that, for gifts
Amen.
and friends. So, what's next? Having a little fun? Are you ready?
Girl, I'm ready for our favorite segment, our second favorite segment. Beautifully Driven is our first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, you got that right. I was like, wait a minute. Did I miss something? Did I not get the memo? Okay, cool. Yes, our second favorite. What do you mean?
Jinx.
So, what do you mean for those of you, if it's your first time, many of our viewers, you probably already know what's up, but we take a meme from the internet and we have some fun. So, today, let's see who's going to join us. We bring one of our friends. So, Kim, let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see who's going to join us for What Do You Mean?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. All right, Will.
Oh,
Tammy!
I love it. I love it. Tammy!
I'm so excited. Word on the street, or word not on the street.
Okay.
Tammy is my cousin. So let me call my cuz.
Wait a minute. What?
We'll tell you about it later.
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Hey girl, how are you?
Hey, happy Thanksgiving. I'm doing great. How are you?
Happy Thanksgiving, cuz. I'm good. I was just telling Tani that you and I just found out that we're cousins.
I know.
And yeah, so just click on the Zoom link, join. We'll fill her in, and hopefully you have a meme for us, right?
Okay. I'll be ready. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, so Tammy's joining us, but what is this you're talking about?
Okay, so, all right. Tammy probably could tell a better story than I could because she is actually the person that found it out.
Hey, Tammy.
Hey, Tammy. Welcome,
Hey,
girl.
ladies.
Happy Thanksgiving, beautiful.
Thank you. I was probably a little sleeping after that good meal, but you know what? So excited to see you guys.
Look at this top, though. You came ready. If you were sleeping, you got that together with the cool quickness.
That top made me pop my collar and sit up straight because I just want to look good right next to you in the box. I don't want to make you look bad. I want to, look like I belong.
That's a lovely top, too. Beautiful.
Thanks, girl. I love that. That's gorgeous. You're going to have to send me the link to that one, honey.
Y'all not getting out of this one. I need to understand, what's going on with this whole person. What's up? Tell me.
So I'll tell you quickly. I have been into genealogy for many years. And as technology allows for us to dig a little deeper, dig a little quicker, find out some genetic background, I have completed an ancestry DNA test. And it was years ago now. But, I'm still on there. I'm still researching. I'm still connecting. I have some family members who are deep in the genealogy community. Super exciting. One day I'm on my ancestry app.
Yeah.
And I see Kim's face and go, why is she on my app? Shaking the phone swipe. Yeah. So I call her and I'm like, hey, did you do an ancestry test? She said, yeah. I said, well, you're on my ancestry DNA. You're my cousin.
No way. What's the connection? How far removed? Which branch of the tree? How do you know that yet?
We're still digging, but Kim kind of thinks it's maybe on her dad's side.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's on my dad's side. We are so far removed as cousins that it's not clear which side of our families we're cousins on.
That is so cool.
So I think I have to do a little, I think Tammy might know which side I'm on, but I don't know what side she's on. So I need to get a hold of my mom's ancestry account and see if she's related to Tammy, because that'll tell me. But typically in ancestry, it'll say whether it's on your mom's side or your dad's side. If you have family members that have taken the DNA test on both sides. So, I have, so it'll tell me mom's side or dad's side.
That is so cool. That is so stinking cool.
And I don't know if you know, Tani, but we met at work some years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so we used to
pregnant.
Yeah, we met when we were both pregnant at work. I was like, that's another pregnant Black lady. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
And so that's kind of how we became friends at work. And so it's even more kismet that like my preggers buddy from work now 7 years ago is like my distant cousin.
It's family. Crazy. Yeah. I love it. That's a really, really cool story. I love it. Yeah, well, congrats, fam. Congrats.
Cheers to family on Thanksgiving.
So, Tammy, you know why we got you here, girl. What you got for us? What meme?
I am so excited to share this with you guys because I started doing some competitions last year in the fitness arena. Got
yes,
first
killing
bikini competition,
playing it.
An amazing coach. Let me tell you, anybody who wants to do any kind of thing athletic needs an amazing coach. But here is my, what do you mean?
Okay.
My summer bikini body wasn't ready. But my fall sweater body on point.
Hey. I concur.
She ready.
I think with COVID and everybody kind of being home a little bit more,
right?
That everybody's maybe a little less active, maybe eating a little differently, and we are where we are, right?
A little.
Because I can't get in that swimsuit right now. But we got there once, we can get there again. That bikini body will be back next year, but I'm wearing a sweater this season.
And look, they make all different sizes bikinis. I can switch up that size.
What you say? Let me find out. Kim say, look, they made it in my size. That mean I'm good. I know that's right, honey.
If all else fails, get another size.
So that is so funny. What about you, Kim, and your bikini body? You good though, right? COVID hasn't hit you?
Well, okay, so it hadn't at first. I got that delayed 19 pounds. I got that COVID-19. But I got that 19-pound part of it.
Got it.
It hit me, but I'm working to get it off. So hubby and I, we do this like this little no carbs, no sugar thing. We generally do it 10 days out of each quarter. And because of our 19 extra pounds, we have done it for 30 days. So we do it for 30 days. And I am in day, I think 15 or 16.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, on Thanksgiving. How hard is that?
You cray. Yeah.
I'm going to freeze my whole plate. and just completely binge eat.
That is too funny. I'm
having the day before Christmas.
I'll do a Thanksgiving redo for you when you're done.
Oh, that would be fun, girl.
Yeah, that would. We probably should. We all
like
get
a
together.
Low Country boil or something.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Cornbread and crawfish. Oh, that's a hashtag. That's a T-shirt.
There you go.
Ooh,
you felt that in your shondo.
Cornbread and crawfish. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm going to talk about, I'm a little bit different from the two of you. You know, the fluffiness definitely came, my way. And I'm going to tell you, I'm just surprised, like some things that I just go to put on, like they don't fit. And instead of getting upset, because I have the tendency of doing that, I decided to just accept the fact that I did what I had to do to get through this time. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm giving myself some grace. If it meant that I ate a little more, we cooked a lot more, and then when it opened up some, we were getting takeout and stuff like that. I'm okay with that. So ladies, If you haven't been able to keep it together, you keeping it together, you're just fine. I just
Look,
have to listen.
you still got a job, don't you? Your
In a
direct
life,
deposit come on time, don't it?
there you
When you
go.
Amen.
keeping it together, that's
Keeping
all that
it
matters.
together.
Because a
Yes.
lot of folk, you can be skinny and unemployed. And I think I would take the fluffy and direct deposit any day.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
All
I
right.
know
So
that's
whatever
right.
you had to do to cope to keep your job and all of this chaos, call it good.
Yeah, yeah. So, but hubby and I, to your point though, we both are like, you know what, enough is enough. After we get these vittles down for the holidays, we gonna get it together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but speaking of holidays,
Yeah.
I'm excited to have another one of my friends join us. I want to say when we talk Thanksgiving, she's someone that comes to mind because she's number one, uber special to me.
Mm-hmm.
But our families have been celebrating Thanksgiving for years, and she does a Thanksgiving extravaganza. So I am going to introduce you ladies to my friend, Dr. Michelle Nelson. Is that okay?
Yes. I
Okay.
can't wait to meet her.
Cool. Come on in, Dr. Michelle.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Dr. Michelle.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Thrilled to be here with you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Excitement. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. As you can see, I am all ready for the holidays. I start early.
I told y'all extravaganza. Let me tell
Listen,
you.
as
Stop
much
playing.
as these trees cost, honey, I get some up real early because I want to enjoy them.
They're
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
Perfect.
Beautiful. I hate that I'm not there this time, but we're still together anyway, Dr. Michelle.
Absolutely. And what an amazing time to be with you guys to talk about, my journey and being beautifully driven. I'm just so thrilled to be here and inspired listening to your stories. I've had an amazing time listening.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us and listening and the support. And maybe we might get you to chime in, when we go on with our viewers at the end of the year with some of your me work and some of your progress, because I'm expecting you to get us together today. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, but before we do that, I have some questions. We sent you some questions to get to know you. I know you're going to come with some heat today. So I want to kind of have some fun first with you because you are uber fun. So I want to share that with my girls here and our viewers. Okay.
Okay.
So the first thing we asked you was, if you were a boxer, what song would you come out on? And you chose Mobb Deep, Quiet Storm. Girl, yo, it's the real. What?
Doom, doom.
Well, let me say this. First and foremost, I am from Brooklyn, New York, if you can't catch this accent.
Yes.
And to me, the Quiet Storm is like the quintessential New York vibe. It just,
Yes,
when
it
it
is.
starts to bump,
Yep.
that beat is so heavy.
Yes,
it's
it is.
aggressive. When you hear it, it's
Tell it now.
thunderous.
Tell
it
it.
can evoke a little bit of fear in people.
Preach
So,
now. Preach.
When I'm coming out, I'm coming to do some business. There's passion in the beat, there's passion in the words, and it really signifies a lot about me. Passion in the beat and the words.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. There's one question we asked that you totally surprised me on.
What?
We asked her, what is the movie you could see over and over? She said, The Godfather.
I think I have seen The Godfather. Well, my favorites are Godfather Parts 1 and Part 2. And if I haven't seen those a million times, my name is not Michelle Nelson. Every time I try to get out, they just keep pulling me back in. It just,
What is it about these old gangster flicks though, friend? I'm nervous.
I'm a little gangster on the inside. And you have to be.
Okay.
You have to be when you're in leadership. You have to be when you're a woman that's in leadership. You have to be when you're a Black woman in leadership. You have to show up and have that game face on all the time.
You do.
Because people will doubt you. And you have to put your foot down and You know, your work should precede you, and that's what
Okay.
it is for me.
Well, listen, I think I'm gonna ask you a little bit more about some of them people doubting you. But there was one
Yes.
more thing that you had on here that actually is a good segue into our Beautifully Driven.
Hmm.
We asked you, what is it that you would like our viewers to know most or walk away with knowing about you? And you said, I quote, I'm committed to providing optimal health care. I go hard and I cannot be outdone. Tell us more. Go ahead and tell us, like, what is this? What is this passion that I hear in the statement?
Okay, so maybe about 15 years ago, my husband dragged me down to Atlanta kicking and screaming. I'm from New York, never lived outside of New York. I came down here and I was like a fish out of water. As you can see from the way I talk, from the way I move, I'm not a Georgia peach. I'm a big apple through and through.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came down here, I really noticed that the state of healthcare was abysmal here in Georgia.
Okay.
And one of my coworkers, is a long story, but if I had to put it into a nutshell, one of the teachers that worked for me or taught with me at Georgia State, he said to me, I need a secretary for my nursing organization.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, I can help you look for someone because, I know a lot of people. He said, no, 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 I need you. I said, you don't need me. I'm a disaster. You're never going to get the minutes. You're not going to get the this. I would be a disaster. He said, no, you,
Yeah.
you are the perfect person. I see something in you.
Mm.
You could, he said this to me, you could sing and charm the birds out the trees.
Michelle, bring us back to who you are, what you do. Give us a, your elevator speech of who you are so we can put all of this into context.
That that would be very helpful to let the people know all the bona fides.
Let them know, let them know,
Don't put
let
all of
them know.
that.
Bring them out,
So
bring them out.
Dr. Michelle Nelson is a proud clinical associate professor at Georgia State University, where I am the coordinator of the Family Nurse Practitioner Program. I am the statewide state president of the Advanced Practice Association for the state, that is named United Advanced Practice Registered Nurses of Georgia, otherwise known as UAPRN. I am also the co-director for the Coalition of Advanced Practice Registered Nurses. I am the chair and the founder of Georgia's United for Healthcare, and I have been recently appointed as a commissioner for the state on the Georgia Commission of Women by the Honorable David Ralston. And so I wear a lot of different hats. That's just a few.
Wow. I mean, I know you get this all the time, but I just want to take a moment to say you are killing it. And as a fellow Black woman, I could not be more honored just to talk to you and have this moment with you. I'm sure you're super busy, and we're just so thankful you came on here. After I hear your credentials, I'm like, oh my goodness, what's she doing with us? What you doing here?
That's how I feel all the time, Kim.
But you know what? If I have to sum all of that up, I am all things nursing. If I had to say one thing, I'm a nurse at heart, and I go hard for nursing because I want people to know to stand up for nursing. I stand up for nursing every day, and I live, breathe, and eat nursing.
Hmm. Awesome. And so has that always come easy for you? Wearing all those hats, these accomplishments that you have, where you are today?
Something that I've dealt with throughout my life, and people will find this. First of all, I like to tell people that I'm shy, and that goes over like a
I'm sorry.
like a lead balloon, that I'm
Yes.
shy. Okay. Well, the other thing that I share with people is, as much as I do, as accomplished as I am, there have been frequent moments of doubt,
Hmm.
self-doubt, as well as doubt in my ability to be able to do the things that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And, being a Black woman, and I love the way you put it, Tani, a fluffy Black woman, okay, with a big booming voice. A lot of times people have said to me, are you the one for the job?
Mm,
I really am not sure. Or you hear whispers.
mm,
Or, I remember even back in high school, something as slight as a teacher
mm-hmm.
saying to me in the front of an entire calculus class, you could do better. I thought you were smarter than this.
Mm.
Why is it that you're not showing people that you're smarter than this?
Hmm.
And those are the types of things that can break someone's spirit.
Right.
But I took it as a challenge. And I've always said, okay, you doubt me, I'm going to rise to the occasion. When I came to Georgia and I saw the state of healthcare, and I started with this organization, I was never a leader before this,
Mm-hmm.
but I started to join the board meetings and then realize, wait a minute, there are issues here. And of course, so said, so done, worst secretary ever. Instead of taking the minutes, I had my popcorn and my wine and listened to all the craziness that was going on. And I was just slowly strategizing
Hmm.
on how to fix those problems, how to turn the organization around, and most importantly, how to turn nursing around and how to turn the state of Georgia around, because we have some of the worst health outcomes in this state.
Really?
We have health outcomes that rival third world countries. So if you want to talk about something like maternal mortality,
Hmm.
we vacillate with Louisiana as either the 49th or the 50th state in terms of rankings for maternal mortality. Georgia has some of the worst healthcare outcomes. And did you know
Wow.
that there are 9 counties in Georgia that do not have a physician or healthcare provider?
Wait,
And
what?
there are 70 something counties that don't have an OBGYN. And so it sets Georgia up to have some of the worst maternal mortality outcomes, which mean mothers who are having their babies or just had their babies, that they're dying. And if
Wait,
you're a Black
did you
woman,
did
you're
you
three
say
times
nine
more likely
counties?
to die. Huh?
Did you say 9 counties had no doctors,
None.
no physicians?
None.
How is that possible? Like,
Wow.
It's like we
Because
live in.
Because the problem is Georgia, when people think about Georgia, they think about Atlanta, they think about, Hollywood of the South,
yeah,
but they don't recognize that Georgia is primarily rural. And a
true.
lot of the rural counties do not have the health care, the optimal health care that Georgians deserve. And it's not just Georgia. This is occurring throughout the Southeast.
Hmm.
So our healthcare outcomes are rivaling other Southeast states like Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. We're in a mess, but we can do so much better. And I have been able to prove it. Little old me, who came from New York,
Yeah.
came down here as shy as I am and full
Girl,
Girl, bye.
girl, stop.
and full of doubt and all the craziness, the rubbish, as my mother calls it, the rubbish that the naysayers had to say, that was just fuel for me. If you want me to not do something,
Hmm.
you better tell me, please go do it. But if you really want to see me kick into high gear, tell me that I can't do it.
Huh.
Mm.
Tell me that it can't be done. That's when I'm really going to sit down. I'm going to build a team. I'm going to build a coalition. I'm going to call the governor and the lieutenant governor if I need to. I'm going to call whoever it takes
So,
to make
Michelle,
sure that the job gets done. Yes, ma'am.
Michelle, what was your drive? Like, I hear so much passion in this. Like, how did that come about?
Well, I can say that my mother, I have to credit my mother for this. My mother is a very driven woman,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a template for me. You know, she's a Black woman, heavy set, but always look good and smell good, and
Yes.
hair well coiffed, and the the blush and the rouge and the this and the that. And she always instilled in me as a child that you can do it. So
Mm-hmm.
I was the shortest, fattest kid in my ballet class.
Mm.
Was never going to be a ballerina, but she made me get up on those toes.
Yeah.
And the countless little beauty pageants that I had to stand on a stage at 7 years old and talk about how I was going to save the world, and the formidable foundation when it came to education that she gave me. She was extremely driven to make sure that all of her children, as a single mother,
Mm-hmm.
had the best education that we could have. And to this day, my mother is the person who's like my confidant. She tells me, "Oh, so she said that about you? Well, you go back and do this. And he said that about you? Well, you go show him, baby." That's
Ah,
still my mother till this day. And it has served me well.
I
Yes, it
love it.
has.
I
Yes,
love
it
it.
has.
So
Yes, it has.
you share all of these credentials, Michelle, with us, and I know you so much more on a personal level.
Yes.
Um, Tell me or tell us and our viewers, how did you become this advocate for healthcare and getting it done? How did that come about?
So, the one thing that I did not tell you in my introduction is that I am a currently practicing family nurse practitioner.
Oh
Mm,
my goodness, how do you have time?
right.
Well, my practice is in New York. I live in Georgia.
Wow.
My practice is in New York.
What?
So,
And you're in the Gold Dome in Georgia,
that's right.
helping to push legislation,
That's right.
and you're still practicing
That's right.
How do you do it?
That,
And
that's right. If I
teaching.
have to
And
hop a
teaching.
plane,
and teaching.
if I have to hop a plane, I can be in New York in the morning. I can be at a meeting in Georgia in the evening. It's being extremely organized.
Mhm.
Make sure that you're organized. And most importantly, I'm going to talk about, being an advocate, but you are not an advocate. You are not a leader if you don't have people around you that you're building to lead as well. So
Mhm.
Mm.
part of what I do, which is extremely important, is building coalitions.
Mhm.
And, it even starts from my undergraduate students at Georgia State University. If I see something in them, I'm going to pull them aside and say, I see something in you.
Mhm.
Because guess what? Let me take you back to that conversation that the teacher who taught with me, what he did for me. He
Mhm.
said, I see something in you. Even when I didn't see it in myself and when I didn't believe it, he saw it. And he helped me to understand why it is important to lift my voice because I had one, even though I didn't know that I did. And
Mhm.
so it's now paying it forward and letting these young students, people around me who may have been in the profession for a long time, who have always wanted to jump in but didn't know how. If you just had the slightest inclination that you want to be involved in nursing, in health policy, in advocacy, you want to be a legislator, I'm the girl for you because I'm going to push you. There are
Mhm.
people around me who believe in me. I have multiple mentors who were effectively able to get rid of all of that doubter talk, who
Mm.
speak to me and say to me, you can do it.
Mhm.
I see something in you. You can do it. If you want to be president of the United States, you can do that. But that may be too small for you, Michelle.
Hmm.
And anything you want to do, you can. So it is my job to now take the people around me and build leaders because any leader worth their salt can look to the left and the right of them and say, I built this person, I built this one, I helped this one along the way. Look at what I've done. That's what a good leader does.
That's right.
And so for here in Georgia, I saw that there were very poor health outcomes as compared to what I saw in New York. And it
Mhm.
was very important for an advanced practice nurse here in the state of Georgia to be able to to enjoy the same privileges I have, to practice to the highest levels of their education and their certification, their experience and their training. My brain is no bigger because I work in New York and hop a plane and I lose my intellect when I come down to Georgia. So the people of Georgia deserve optimal health care. And I am here to ensure that advanced practice nurses in this state are able to practice to their highest levels to be able to deliver optimal health care.
Amen. Amen to
Wow.
that.
What a charge.
Amen to that. I am just like, I'm floored. Like I know so much about you, but to hear you speak today with such passion, I see how you giving them raising hell on Capitol, down in the, what is it, the Gold Dome? Is that
Under the Gold Dome.
under the
Yes.
Gold Dome? That's what we call it, right?
Listen, I will call a press conference in a minute and get the press down there. I've done it.
Yes, yes,
We had a
yes.
huge press conference in March. And
Mhm.
there's another example. There's another organization that I work with that said, you know what? I don't think we should be doing that. You're
Hmm.
going to make everybody upset. What if
Hmm.
the governor gets upset and the legislators get upset? I'm sorry. I work on behalf of the citizens of Georgia,
Oh wow,
making
yeah.
sure that they have what it is that they need. I don't work for anybody else but the people that I'm charged to serve,
Yeah.
which is patients, communities, and the state. And
So
no one is going to hold us back.
So wait, ladies, I feel like just where we're already headed, we can already dive in to our next segment because I think this whole message right now is already fully loaded to do so. What do you guys
Can
think?
I
Should we?
stick around?
Yeah, should we just?
Yes.
Please
Yes.
do. Should
Yes.
should we jump into me work?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So,
That'd be great.
everybody, our next segment is called Me Work. Me Work is the opportunity where we do a slight change in axis, a slight paradigm shift. We turn the conversation from being just us to including you. We take everything that we've heard from Dr. Michelle Nelson and we journal alongside each other and take nuggets of her life and her experiences as action items in our life to improve our life and experiences. So, in a nutshell, that is Me Work. We're going to do better, know better, and create some actionable steps to move forward
Together.
together.
There we go. So let's see. One of the first things I think I heard that stuck out to me was Dr. Michelle, you used doubt as fuel. Like you literally took everything that people said no, or you can't, or do you think that's a good idea? And that became your fuel.
So, first of all, I eat doubt for
Hey,
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Period.
hey,
Snacks,
hey, I'm gonna need a
brunch.
t-shirt. I'm gonna
Right?
need that t-shirt.
Yes, we can get a movement going with that. And there's something that I
Hold on
always
one
share
second.
with my
One second.
students.
One second.
Yes,
That was
yes.
a bit of a shouting moment. Can you say it one more time for the people in the back?
In the back, I eat doubt for breakfast, lunch, dinner, brunch, and snacks.
Yo, it's the real. Hey, I see it now. I see it. It all makes sense.
Look, you just introduced me to my new best friend. Thank you for bringing your friend on the show, girl.
Listen, I am the true quiet storm. And I chose that song for a multiplicity of reasons because people have to understand that you have power within you. Don't let people say that you can't, and don't let anybody tell you no. Something I always say to my students, and this is why my students love me, because go read your book at home. Read that at home. When you come to class with me, class with Dr. Nelson is life lessons. That's what you come to me for. And something that I always leave them with, no is for everybody else.
Hey,
That's not for you. Your
Wow.
job is to turn no into a yes.
I love it.
When everybody else hears no and, oh, we can't do it and it can't be done, well, the captains of industry in this country, they heard that. The Steve Jobs of the world and the Jeff Bezos of the world, oh, it can't be done. But they thought something different. And you have the power within you to think something different too.
That is awesome.
Georgia will have optimal health care. It's doable.
Inspiring.
It may be a heavy lift, but we can do it. And all that it takes is people who are banding together, who are unified, and they want the same thing, making sure that you are educated. We're going into an election season. Get up and vote.
And although we've already, I think the perception of a lot of people is that although we have already voted for the president and that election is done, that we don't have another opportunity. And so what I specifically hear you keying in on is our local elections. It's not just the presidential elections.
Absolutely. So when I say be an educated voter, it's not just for who's going to be the president of the United States. It's all the way down to what's happening in your community, in your neighborhood. You should be voting for and highly cognizant of who's on the school board. These are your children you're talking about. Who is the tax commissioner? Who's on the city council? And guess what? If you don't like what you're doing, what should you do? Question for those in the back. If you don't like what your elected officials are doing, vote them out. And after you vote them out, you run. Do your civic duty. Run. Become the county commissioner.
That's good.
Become someone on the city council.
Somebody needs to hear that.
Yeah.
You have
because they
to
feel
do
like
it.
they are less than.
If you don't raise your voice, I want you to know that if you don't say out loud what it is and show up, okay, the spoils go to the person who shows up and is engaged. If you don't do it, someone else is doing it for you.
Wow.
And you may not like the choices that they're making for you, but who do you have to blame? You were not part of the process. Like the lottery, you got to be in it to win it.
That's good. That's good. Now, Tammy, I know you got something else we can pull too. Like
absolutely.
What else can we pull?
It sounds like even in that moment, you could start to hear that passion, right? How that passion is coming out and taking that passion and not just talking about it, but taking that passion and turning it into advocacy, taking it and turning it into action, changing your environment. Tell us more about that, Michelle.
Absolutely. So in 2019, actually, I got to toot my own horns.
Brush your shoulders off.
In 2019, I won a national award for advocacy from the American Association of Nurse Practitioners. I was named Advocate of the Year for Georgia. And
congratulations, girlfriend.
And thank you so much. It goes back to me saying to you, I cannot be outdone. I cannot be outworked. If it's into the night, if it's early in the morning, because the other thing that you need to know about advocacy is it's not just what you woke up this morning, you say, oh, I feel like I want to do this. Maybe I want to be an advocate for mental health. It's usually something that's near and dear to you.
Yeah.
Healthcare is very near and dear to me. I'm a nurse. So all of the accolades at the end of the day, what I am at my core is an RN. I'm a registered nurse and a proud one at that. So I'm always going to represent nursing and I'm always going to stand up for advocacy, but it's deeper than that because I really feel that this is doing God's work. This is a ministry for me. I may not be a preacher, but God has given me the words and has laid it on my heart to know that I am the person that is needed for this place in this time. I was brought to Georgia for a reason. So Am I the leader that will be needed 5 years from now, 10 years from now? I can't talk about that. But I'm the person that's needed for now.
So we
And I'm
want,
trying to make sure that I take advantage of every opportunity so that the work can be done.
and
Wait,
we want to encourage our viewers to do the same, us
hold,
and our viewers,
hold on
right?
1 second.
Oh, sorry.
I just keyed on a nugget that I don't want to glaze over
Mhm.
with Dr. Michelle Nelson, which I am the leader that's needed now.
Now.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
And I think mentally, in order to arrive at that, a lot of things have to occur in one's heart and in one's spirit to actually believe that and actually say that. So I just want to give you all your props to getting to the point where you believe who God has called you to believe.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
And
yes.
that had that's a journey in and of itself. But you said it in just a few words. I believe that I am the leader that you all need, that we need now.
Yeah.
How do you believe that without being boastful, with all humility? And the Bible says, you know, if you boast in the Lord. Like, how do you? I hear that from you, and I believe that from you, but it's not coming from a selfish, random place. It's coming from like, this is what God has
Our
asked me to
heart.
do. Your
Mm-hmm.
heart.
You know why? Because I'm doing God's work. I'm doing Jehovah Lord God's work.
Mm-hmm.
This is not something that I have decided, oh, I'm going to do this for money. I'm doing it for accolades. You know, living a purpose driven life, this
Okay.
is the purpose on my life for this time. I tell people all the time, you know, I do a lot of interviewing and I ask people, so what are you going to do 1 year from now, 5 years from now? What do you see 10 years from now? I ask that question all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone asks me that, I can't answer because
Mm.
I don't have a plan. I have what God's plan is for me. And I pray a particular prayer because you got to be intentional with your prayer.
All
Mm-hmm.
right.
You have
Mm-hmm.
to pray and ask God, if you have something for me to do, make the way plain, open the door, open the window. Lord, give me an ear of discernment so that when these opportunities present themselves and you want me to take them, I
I
can
do.
recognize it, I can see it. And so now I recognize that I'm not executing my plan. I'm executing a plan that is laid out for me. So I don't know what that plan is 5 years from now.
Amen
That
to
will be
that.
made clear. And I have been able to, you know, it goes back to the doubt. I can't tell you, you know, those of you, and I'm speaking directly to you guys out there, those of you out there who have had people tell you that you can't, that you're lesser than, or you think that way yourself.
Mm.
I am proof positive to tell you that you have to let that be the thing that propels you forward.
Man.
And speak about it too,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't hold things inside. I will tell my mentors and the people around me, you know, I don't think I can. Do you think I can do this? What do you think?
Hmm.
And when people care about you and they see the good work that you're doing and they see the purpose, they see the passion, they see the drive, they see that you're beautifully driven, and they see God working on your life,
Mm-hmm.
they are going to be the ones to give you the perspective you need so that you're able to actualize the things that you want to do and you're
Mm-hmm.
able to step into the person that you are meant to become.
I love it.
Preach, Michelle.
So
I love
the
it.
the the doubt,
Amen.
let the doubt fuel you, give you lift under your wings.
Mm.
Be the
Hey,
person that also you can see it and in yourself and recognize it in others. Because when you build up the people around you, what are they going to do? They're going to be the wind beneath your wings. So don't be afraid to go outside yourself. And, you know, if you got to hop a plane and come back to give to someone else or give to a cause, God's got you.
I love that. I love that. I feel like oftentimes we as women, we don't do enough of that. It's always a competition. And that's what I love about this space, is that we give each other room and space to be who we are, our authentic selves. And we also love and support everything that we all bring to the table. It's not this, oh, well, she's better than me in this. And we all are in this journey together.
This
Period.
reminds me
There's
of
enough
that moment.
shine to go around forever. There's enough.
Yeah.
For all of us.
What were you saying, Tammy?
This reminds me of that moment when Michelle Obama says, let's get comfortable with a little greatness. Because this is an opportunity for us all to get comfortable with a little greatness. If it's your becoming great or your experience of greatness and sewing that into someone else. I just love when she shared that moment, and I just think it's applicable right now. And the group of women that we're surrounding ourselves with, and the viewers as well.
Well, there's one thing I want to say that Michelle Obama also says, that I say the exact opposite. Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we go high. When they go low, I can go even lower, honey. And I can go down to the basement and dig up the whole foundation if it's going to get me the yes that I need. Okay, remember I told you, no is for everybody else. You turn your no into a yes, and whatever you got to dig up and get low and funky with it to make sure that people understand that you mean business and you're no pushover. I may look like a little short, fluffy girl, but I'm about
Michelle's
to show
like,
you something.
okay, so I got you. All right.
Oh, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Right.
Earrings off, whatever it is. It doesn't matter who you are. The only person above you is who? There's
God.
no one above you but who?
The Lord. God, that's it.
That's it.
Well, let me tell you something. Let me recap this me work that we talked about tonight, because this thing got pretty hot and heavy. We said point number one is, I always got to look at my notes. Kim, I know you give me more credit than I deserve. Use your doubt as your fuel was number one. And point number two, turn your passion into advocacy. We got that, ladies?
That is absolutely spot on.
Okay. So let's see. Tammy, Kim, what do you ladies think for those points? And our viewers, chime in too.
I'll let Tammy go. What do you think about that?
I just think those are two very powerful steps. There are always doubters out there. There are always people who don't believe in what God has given to you. And what they think is only petroleum, right? It's only petrol for your direction. So pour it into the tank, burn it up, but get where you have to go. And I just think that's such a powerful statement. And then once you're passionately moving in that direction, passionately making those moves that you need to make, turn that into an advocacy. Reach back, help somebody else. Build leaders around you, change the whole game, because you are that powerful.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Beautifully put.
It's Thanksgiving Day, but when I tell you this is a call to action, like we all talked about earlier, what we're thankful for, passing on some of what you have and what you've learned to others is so important. It's so important. Kim?
It is important. I don't have anything to add to anything that's been said. I would be fooling myself if I did. I do want to say I mentally did go down a rabbit hole when Dr. Michelle was talking about advocacy. It reminded me of the conversation that we've been having this whole season about the difference between your callings and your capabilities. And what she explained to us is that she has a calling, and that calling is tied to advocacy. And so I just have a charge to everyone watching, is that you take every single me work all the points from Me Works and that you weave those into your life so that this time next year, or this time 2 months from now, or 30 days from now, or 60 days from now, you can look back over your life. Of course, look at God's grace, but look at the testimony. The Bible says that we overcome by the word of our testimony, right? Mm-hmm. And so we have all of these people coming in to talk to you. We laugh, we talk, but we have professionals and girlfriends with experiences. You use that as a tool to level up your life. Amen. During this COVID time, you should come out like Dr. Michelle. Right? Mm-hmm. She's like, I know that I am called to be a leader here. Amen. You should know beyond a shadow of a doubt, whatever you are called to do, walk Amen. In that. So I mean, I said I wasn't going to recap, but that's kind of what I hear. It's really just a charge to everyone watching to join with us with your Me Work. Grab our Me Work journal. Journal with us. We want to know at the end of the year where you stand with your Me Work, from Dr. Michelle to Tani to Toya to Heather. Everybody has talked to you and you've got free game. Use this free game to level up, and we'll see you in 2021, a better woman, a better person, a better everything.
A better me.
So, a better me because of Amen. Me Work. Yeah. Work. All right. So,
Kim, I do want to tell Dr. Michelle, my friend, I love you so much, girl. Thank you for joining and laying this on us. Like, I've got some work to do in this space, and I want to thank you for, like, I feel called to the carpet, and I accept the charge. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming. We appreciate sharing with us and our viewers. And so love you, girl.
Take us out, Tani. You got it, girl.
All right. Well, thank you to our viewers. This has been fun. Happy Thanksgiving again. I pray that whatever it is that you've done today and your days to come, that you will just find those tender morsels of God's grace and mercy over your life, and that you will continue to walk and journey with us as we partner beside you on this beautifully driven journey. We love you. See you all next time.